So I had a young boy join my class today. His name's Sam. He has an Aboriginal background and he lives with his grandparents. So I had a little meeting with his grandparents just to see where they're at and explain some of the roles I play in their grandchild's life. So for them, I identified the benefits of us collaborating, also with other professional resources, and that I explained to them through these, if we have better communication and relationships, we'll be able to create better relationships for us and the students. We'll be closer, and so that will allow them to be more comfortable and explain any problems if they have any. So it won't have awkward conversations, and they'll be really open if they do have problems. For them, I outlined the purpose of the EYLF, so the Early Learning Years Framework, and that is that the Victorian Early Years Framework and Development adopts a comprehensive approach to children's learning and development. They recognise that health is a crucial enabler for learning and development from birth. They recognise the well-being of the child as a prerequisite for a positive outcome in their learning, and that building and supporting healthy relationships is also a key to positive development. We also had a look at the NQS collaborative partnerships and with families and communities. And so under the Quality Area 6 in the National Quality Standard is that they recognise collaborative practices with and relationships with families as a fundamental role to achieve quality outcomes for the children and family and community partnerships. So these are all based on active communication, consultation and collaboration. So these are also essential in the child's development. I had all these learning frameworks and information sheets all printed off to give to the grandparents so they could read through them whenever they had a question and just understand what we follow. So I gave them a description of partnership from the professional resource of the EYLF, and that was that childhood professionals are working with young children who may have diverse backgrounds and different levels of training and experience. A cultural inquiry and challenge builds collaboration and continuous improvement. Effective partnerships and other resources from professional levels require leadership. Common goals, communication across all disciplines, so they are on an even playing surface and understands where they're coming from, so they have similar goals to achieve. Through this, they build a sense of shared endeavour, so everything they're doing is together to build the development of their child. That is actually according to the Victorian Early Years Framework and Development. So now the partnerships and roles between educators and families. So I feel that it is important to respect each other's practice skills and experiences, so we will learn together and work together. Everything we do, we will collaborate, and use of evidence of the child's learning and development. So what they've taught the child before they come to school and what I've taught the child, will be working together to continue to teach the child. We'll communicate daily just to understand where everyone's at. And the 5 key strategies that I've implemented or will implement to support the children and families are that every day we must acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of our land, and we'll pay our respects both to the past, present and future elders, and acknowledge that under the asphalt and concrete of this land, it was and always will be traditional Aboriginal land. We will also create more opportunities for parents, grandparents and guardians to be involved in the classroom. These could be done through family days where everyone's involved. We as a school will also encourage strong relationships with families, and this will create a sense of belonging, and the children will then think that they are connected to the school. And through this, families are then more likely to approach the school or look for support when an issue or concern arises. We'll also allow parents and guardians to come in before school to listen to their child read, and if there's another child that doesn't have a parent there, they could listen to them read too. A bit of a collaboration and bonding. We'll also, if we have excursions and sports days, get the parents involved so they feel connected to the school. So 2 collaborative practices and strategies to support the child I have. Well, first, got to make sure that the family are welcome to having this occur and are wanting their child to be exposed to these. So one is the career educators at school and have the children involved with them, and the other one was Child First. So they are there to support families and in any way they can. Any questions, queries, anything you need, can contact them. So it is free for children aged 0 to 17, and they are trying to achieve a certain outcome with those families. So at the end of the meeting, I also discussed that if they had any extra questions or queries, that they could email me, call me, anything, and I'd get back to them as soon as possible. And this was another way of including them and making sure they felt welcome in my classroom and in the school grounds. And yeah, just made sure that they really did feel welcome and were happy to be involved.